Cabbage is not a food that most people associate with nutritional excitement. It's inexpensive, widely available, and broadly recognized as a reasonable source of vitamin C and fiber. What it's not typically recognized for is vitamin K2, a form of vitamin K that has distinct and important functions compared to the K1 found in leafy greens, particularly in relation to calcium metabolism, bone health, and arterial calcification prevention. Fresh cabbage delivers K1, and it does so confidently. But when cabbage undergoes fermentation to become kimchi, the nutritional profile transforms in ways that make the two foods nearly incomparable despite sharing the same starting ingredient. The mechanism behind this transformation is bacterial activity. Lactofermentation, the process that produces kimchi, involves populations of lactobacillus and other beneficial bacteria converting sugars in the cabbage into lactic acid, which preserves the food and dramatically changes its chemistry. Among the compounds these bacteria produce is menaquinone, vitamin K2. K2 didn't exist in the fresh cabbage. The bacteria synthesized it during fermentation. This is a meaningful nutritional upgrade that no amount of eating fresh cabbage can replicate. The distinction between K1 and K2 is not merely academic. Vitamin K1 is heavily concentrated in the liver and plays its primary role in blood clotting, the most commonly discussed vitamin K function. K2, by contrast, is distributed more broadly in soft tissues and works with vitamin D3 to direct calcium to bones and teeth rather than to arterial walls. The cardiovascular research on K2, particularly the Rotterdam study and subsequent investigations, suggests that dietary K2 intake is associated with reduced arterial calcification and cardiovascular mortality in ways that K1 intake does not replicate. If you want K2, fermented foods are the primary dietary avenue outside of certain animal products like aged cheese and natto. Kimchi delivers both K1 from the cabbage and K2 from the bacteria, a nutritional double contribution that fresh cabbage cannot offer. It also introduces live probiotic cultures that may enhance vitamin K absorption more broadly, because gut bacteria are themselves a source of K2 production in the intestinal tract. A healthier gut microbiome, sustained by regular fermented food consumption, may improve the body's own K2 synthesis from that internal source. There is a meaningful caveat for certain populations. Kimchi is high in sodium, and regular consumption of large quantities raises sodium intake in ways that need to be monitored by people managing hypertension or kidney disease. The spice level in traditional preparations is also not universally tolerable, particularly for those with reflux or gastrointestinal sensitivity. And fresh cabbage genuinely does have advantages that fermentation reduces, particularly its vitamin C content, which heat and fermentation both degrade. The fresh versus fermented comparison isn't about declaring a winner. It's about understanding what each version offers and ensuring your diet contains both.